Hello everybody, how you doing today? This is Doyle Thomas S. For privacy reasons, I will not tell you my last name. I do go by Chaplain Doyle Thomas anyhow at the tracks. That's what's on my chaplain cards, as you will see if you go to Fast Track. That's one T, FASTRACK.TV. That's Fast Track, FASTRACK.TV. You can read on my in-depth testimony. This is a condensed, shorter version. I'm sorry, because of the length of the video actually being able to be uploaded to YouTube and on my website. So here it goes. I was born in Upper Sandusky, Ohio, 65 miles north of Columbus, Ohio. Graduated May of '82 at 5'8", 110 pounds. I matured late, and I'm so grateful because I look so good now and so young, and I'm almost 50. So that's a wonderful thing, huh? So anyhow, so I moved to Columbus, Ohio, July 4th. Really, it was just to get away from my parents. That was it. I wanted to get away from mom and dad because they were pretty rough on me. At least I thought they were too rough on me. And so I had two friends from high school that were going to DeVry, to the computer college, and they wanted to know if I wanted to go too, and I said yes. I got to get away from these terrible parents. So I moved down there, and I go from a town of less than 10,000 people to a city of over 2 million. And I had nobody to tell me no. The big city lights got to me. I didn't study for this great school. I partied, and I flunked out after a year. That's a major regret I have in life, because my two friends, they got one job from graduating from college, and they retired at that job. So financially they're set. I would be too if I just listened and been diligent, been disciplined, but my priorities were all out of whack. All I was interested in was drinking and women. So I was working at a fast food restaurant when I was in school, and when I quit college, I went into restaurant management. And one accomplishment I did make, I was 22 when I had my own store as a restaurant manager. But, you know, that's not a very good accomplishment, because, you know, work 12 to 14 hours a day or more on your feet. It's very stressful. Anyhow, so I lived a party lifestyle. I lived in a little Cardinal one-bedroom cardboard apartment. I was always so angry and so violent. I was always punching holes in the wall and in the doors. And I was dating um, a married woman for a couple years. She said she's going to get a divorce, but she never did. But she kept telling me she's going to get one. So I stuck with her, and I did not know I was committing adultery, and that got me in trouble. You know. So one Friday night on March 29th, 1987, that life changed. That night changed my life forever. And I guess I worked that day. I'm sure I did. It was a Friday. You're only off like on a Monday or Tuesday or a Sunday on the slow days of the week. So I'm sure I worked that day on a Friday because I was a store manager. I worked probably 7 to 3 or something like that, 7 to 5, 7 to 7, something like that. And I went to this two-story nightclub called After the Gold Rush. And wow. Um, there was a woman there that was a barmaid, little 5 foot, 100 pound girl. She liked me, I guess. Always gave me free um, Long Island iced teas. That's what I drank. Besides besides beer before I got to the club. Um, so I guess I was supposed to meet her there. I don't know. I don't remember this, but I I ignored her the whole night. I guess she kept chasing me around. I just kept ignoring her, and because I thought I was God's gift to women. I thought I had it going on. That I was 5'10", 145 pounds, but I thought I was it. So anyhow, um, she had 3 friends that she used to work with at this previous job. One of the guys was 6'5", 300 pounds. I guess towards the end of the night, we had started talking and we had danced. I guess I even asked her to go home with me. That's what she said, and she said no. But each time we was on the dance floor, this big dude come out there because he was so drunk. I guess she said, and he tried to start a fight with me. But I don't care how much um, self-defense training you've had or martial arts. If somebody 6'5", 300 pounds gets you down and sits on you, you're in trouble. So anyhow, I just walked away, of course. But when the nightclub closed at 2:30, she said that um, I left, and I guess he had run out after me because she said I was about 10 feet from my car with my car keys in my hand. And he come out there and met me. I guess we had bad words. F you, F your mom, your dad, your cat, your dog. And so she's thinking she's going to be smart and come running out there also to try to get him to leave me alone. And I guess he threw a punch at her, tried to hit her. And that's a no-no in my eyes. I don't go for women being hit by men. I can't stand that. So I jumped up, kicked him in his nose, my shoe and my foot, broke it. She said it smashed on the side of his face, and blood went squirting everywhere. I had a thin blue tie on. You can read all that on fasttrack.tv, FASTRICK.tv, and you can read more in-depth version, and I guess he had thrown me to the ground after he choked me with my tie and jumped on top of me, and the other two guys with their cowboy boots, and with him, they just mangled my face and body so bad that nobody could recognize me, including my parents in the hospital. So, I mean, it's still hard to talk about, after all these years, because wow. Um. Anyhow, um, I guess you can read more of it on there. I won't get too much in depth, but I guess I was on the ground puking up blood, convulsing because my brain had smacked up against my skull so many times that it put me in shock, and that's what made me convulse and puke up blood for 45 minutes. And the ambulance had another run while they was coming to me, and and they didn't get to me in time. And uh, a woman that was lay down there beside me, covered me up with a blanket. She said she couldn't find a pulse, so I was dead when the ambulance came to me, and they revived me, and they put me in oxygen, and and then I was in a coma for 4 months because of the brain trauma, the head injury. So, hmm, so doctors told my parents I would never live, and if I did live, I'd be a vegetable the rest of my life, or and or live in a wheelchair. Um, so my parents put me in the best rehab hospital that they could find, which is in Green Springs, Ohio, and I guess it's up by Tiffin, Ohio, I guess. And you can see all the pictures of me before. I mean, after I come out of my coma, and I was 112 pounds, and then and the way I look today at 6'1", 210, 215. Um, but I remember one time I don't know, I was in the hospital room by myself, and I can remember the sun shining in from the right, so I could feel the heat and see the bright light of the sun. And outside my hospital room, there was a payphone. It kept going off, kept ringing, 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 ringing. And all I could think about in my mind, I said, I gotta get out of this bed and go call my parents and find out why I'm like this. I this don't make no sense. I don't understand. I didn't know where I was at, and and I couldn't see hardly at all, you know. And I can remember this white thing being on me, this real heavy, thick white thing, and it was a straitjacket, and I was in it because I was so violent. When I was in and out of my coma, they had to put me in a straitjacket because I was so wild. And And I remember, I don't know how, but I got out of it somehow, and out of the straitjacket. I remember putting my right hand around my left bicep, and I could put my whole hand around it like that. That's how skinny I was. I was the skin and bones. Well, I didn't know I hadn't walked in 4 months, so I climbed over the right side of the bed, over the bed rail. And as soon as my feet hit the floor, it was just like I was on ice. But I managed to hang on, and I pushed the bed across the hospital room, and it hit the wall. And they heard it. The staff heard it, and they came and got me and put me back in bed. I can remember that. I can remember, and I didn't write that down in my story. I can also remember when my parents, my dad was on the left side of me, of the bed. The bed was propped up, you know. My mom was on my right, and I couldn't talk. And my mom was trying to get me to say, "Mom." She kept saying, "Mom, mom, mom." And when I finally said, "Mom," my mom and dad, they just broke down like babies because they were told their son was not going to amount to anything. But I'm so thankful. The Lord didn't forget about me, you know? I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful my parents loved me so much that they stuck it out with me. They didn't give up on me. You know, my mom and dad. I mean, there's so many families. My mom told me at at the hospital when they seen their family members in a coma or on life support, they couldn't handle it. They just leave them there. They forget about them. I'm so thankful they didn't. So now I have this dream to have sponsorship and people to donate to help my race dream for drag racing, to help people that want help, and to use a vehicle, a race car or a race truck, racing outfit, to be a sign pointer to the Lord, and then I can do what I feel is in my heart from 30 years ago when I gave my life to the Lord, you know. So thank you for watching my story. I have no reason to deceive you or tell you anything that's not true. I mean, this is me. This is my life. I'm Doyle Thomas, and I thank you for giving. I thank you for supporting. I thank you for going to my website, Fast Track, FASTRACK .tv, Fast Track 1T .tv, and you get to read and see, and you donate securely. And I appreciate all your help because we can do it together. Can't do it alone. I thank you so much for helping me. So God bless you, and thanks again for everything. God bless. Bye now. Thanks so much.